Welcome back, everybody, to the KC Sports Report. I'm your host, Michael Darcy, and today I'm going to break down what Kareem Hunt's role in this Chiefs offense will be in 2024. So, ladies and gentlemen of the Chiefs Kingdom, Kareem Hunt is back at practice. The Chiefs signed him on Tuesday, and he's already back with the team, getting some practice reps and trying to get back in football shape so we can be playing for this team in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And ever since the Chiefs made this signing, I've been asked probably 100 times, what will his role be like in 2024? Are we going to get the same Kareem Hunt that was maybe the best running back in football in 2018? Or are we going to get the same running back that we saw, in Cleveland last year, where he saw career lows in yards per attempt, but he was still able to get in the end zone? And so I'm making this video to answer that question, what we should expect from Kareem Hunt, and maybe the upside that we see from him this season. And so first and foremost, I want to talk about how the Chiefs may utilize Kareem Hunt, because I think that we're probably going to see, the same utilization that we saw back in 2018. I think the Chiefs' philosophy is to get him involved in the pass catching game just as much as him in the running game. And listen, the Chiefs obviously need that production, as an H-back, but Kareem Hunt was one of the best options in football back in his prime because he was such a great catcher of the football. And I think that if Andy Reid is going to squeeze every bit out of Hunt's talent, they've got to utilize him more as a receiving back. Listen, I love Isaiah Pacheco. I think he's a great running back in Kansas City. He's never been Kareem Hunt, and nobody will ever be Kareem Hunt, because what we saw with him in his prime was absolutely special. And do I think that he's going to be the same running back that we saw in 2018? Absolutely not. He has lost a lot off of his game, but he's still a guy that can come in short yardage situations, make guys miss, break a couple tackles, and get in the end zone. I think that's the most important thing about Hunt's game at this point, even though he was, by every statistical metrics except for touchdowns, he had a down year last season, maybe the worst of his career, but he got in the end zone 9 times. And for a Chiefs offense that struggles to punch the ball in the end zone, running the football in the red zone, I think that Kareem Hunt could be the solution to a lot of the Chiefs' problems. And that is very intriguing. And I think that the Chiefs can absolutely utilize Hunt's skill set for the betterment of this offense. Now, we have to tailor our expectations, because I know there's a lot of Chiefs fans that see this as a blockbuster signing. There's a reason why Kareem Hunt was on his couch 48 hours ago. Listen, he has lost a step off of his game, but we've seen in the past the Chiefs can turn running backs that aren't very good into great options. And I'm not saying that Hunt's not very good, but what I'm saying is we had Damian Williams start in a Super Bowl. And that is no shade towards Damian Williams, but if you look at just pure talent, he is not more talented than a lot of guys in this league, and the Chiefs made it work. Damian Williams was a great fit in this offense, just like Kareem Hunt was back in 2018, and I think the Chiefs can, work Hunt back into this offense, which is part of the reason they brought him in the first place, because he has that familiarity with the offense. But if I was, Andy Reid, I'm trying to get Hunt involved so much in the pass catching game because it opens up the running game. If you can have, Hunt catching passes out of the backfield, it is going to make defenses change the way they guard the run, and that's going to let him, get great blocking up front from Joe Tooney and Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey, and he can get some yards. I don't think that he's going to rush for 6 yards a carry, but if he rushes for, 4.5, I think that's good enough for this offense. I really do. I think you need to look at it as a short-term solution to replace Isaiah Pacheco, and that is exactly what Kareem Hunt is. He is a perfect short-term option for this offense, and I think that the guy that I've been thinking about a lot over the past couple days is, remember back, I think it was 2020, when the Chiefs signed Le'Veon Bell. And Le'Veon Bell came to Kansas City, and there was a bunch of hype around him, and he wasn't very good. And I think he got benched shortly after coming to Kansas City. But I don't want to say that this Kareem Hunt reunion is going to be like that Le'Veon Bell signing, but that does just kind of stick out in my mind as a running back that had a lot of hype around him, but he didn't really have any juice left in the tank, and it showed in Kansas City. And so I hope that that is not what we see from Kareem Hunt. I think there's more pressure on Kareem Hunt to perform, but listen, I think that Hunt's skill set has worked in Kansas City before. We've seen it happen, and while he has lost a step or two from his game, Andy Reid can work with that. I really believe it. And so what should we expect from Kareem Hunt? That's a great question. What will his role be in this offense? Unfortunately for him, he's going to have to be this team's number one running back as soon as he is able to play, a football game. As soon as he's back in football shape, which I'm assuming is going to be 2 to 3 weeks from now. But once he's healthy and able to play a full game, he's going to be in there as the team's number one running back. I think that there's so much pressure on him to succeed because the Chiefs don't trust Carson Steele and they don't trust Samaje Perine. And if they did, they wouldn't have gone out and signed Hunt. So I think that that shows you, how much usage Hunt is going to get in this offense and also how much trust they have in him coming off of the street and producing. And so I don't think that he's going to be a running back that's, towards the top of the league in rushing and he's dominating week in, week out. But if he could be a guy that rushes for 40 to 70 yards a game off of like 10 to 12 carries, maybe 15, and can give you, 5 or 6 touchdowns over the season, I think that's going to make this signing worth it. I really do. And at the end of the day, the Chiefs are just trying to buy time until Isaiah Pacheco comes back. And so if Kareem Hunt can be the stopgap running back who just does his job well, I think that that is everything that we can ask Hunt at this time. But listen, maybe he has a career resurgence. Maybe the Chiefs are able to, make him the number 2 back this season, even when Pacheco comes back. And the Chiefs have a nice two-headed monster of Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco going into the postseason. But I think that realistically, we have to tailor our expectations for Kareem Hunt. He just turned 29 in August. And so I don't assume that he's going to be the same player that he was even last year. We have to assume that, a guy that has been sitting on his couch, all off season long, he was probably working out, but, nothing can get you in shape like, training camp and even the preseason. And so I just hope that he can get back in football shape and football conditioning, and he can come in and produce even a little bit for this Chiefs offense. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. What do you think of the Kareem Hunt signing, and how do you think that, he will produce in 2024? What do you think his role will be? I know a lot of people that are excited that he's the solution to the Chiefs running back problem. I'm maybe not that optimistic, but I do think that he's going to have a chance to produce pretty close right away. And that is a very interesting thing for the Chiefs to see what they've got in a former great running back in this offense. So that's all I've got for you for this video. If you liked it, like the video, subscribe, push it so more Chiefs fans can find it. Go follow me on social media, Instagram and TikTok, KC_Sports Report, and Twitter at KC Sports Report. Until next time, guys, thank you for watching this video, and go Chiefs.